Greetings and salutations. Deathlock73 here. Sean, whatever you want to call me. Today I wanted to talk to you about something that is contradictory to what most adults told you growing up, teachers, parents, grandparents, mentors. And it comes down to judging. For my whole life, my grandmother, my mother, teachers, people I always looked up to told me you shouldn't judge people. It's unfair. You don't know them. Blah blah blah. And they're wrong. You should absolutely judge people. Now you never judge them don't ever judge a book by its cover. Never judge a person by what they look like. You judge a person by their actions and who they are. It's a survival tactic. For example, when I was in my early teens, from the time I was 10 to my, about 15, 16, my best friend lived right down the road from me. Loved him. Brought some more friends. I had a core group of friends that we used to skateboard around. Now these friends of mine were like my brothers. Being an only child, I didn't have a lot of family, so I always looked for that extended family with my friends. Well, these were guys that, I hung with. These were my ride or die homies. These are two guys in particular whose lives I've saved one day at the beach, and that's a true story, which is for another time. I love them. They started getting into drugs. I remember the first time they told me they smoked pot and how fun it was, and I was like, it wasn't my thing. I was into sports and clean living before I even knew I was into clean living. But these guys went down the wrong path. And they started going down that path about 14, 15. And at 16, I started distancing myself. Started hanging out with my friends from football more often, hanging out with more positive influences. Even though I still love these guys, I just knew that if I hung around them, I would be dragged down. I was judging them, and for good reason. Both these guys, I haven't heard from since I was 20 years old. One guy, I think, robbed me. I shouldn't say 20. Well, yeah, about 20. One guy, I think, robbed me. A friend of mine robbed me, which I was not expecting. But these guys went down the wrong road. Prison, drugs, and I knew, I tried to save them. I tried to, my one friend's mother and I tried to do like an intervention with him, tried to take him from this house that he was living in that was just disgusting. It was like a meth lab before there were meth labs, and it was just disgusting. And we tried to get him out of there, and he fought us, and it was like, that was my last straw. And I still think about these guys a lot because, like I said, they were my brothers. I loved them. But I had to make a decision as to whether or not I was going to go down their path or forge my own. The sum of who you are is who you surround yourself with. There's no reason to hang, to put all your, I guess there's no reason to hang out with bad or lost people. You could try to save them, and if they're worth saving, try with everything you have. But if you know, and I know I feel it sounds terrible that I gave up, but I couldn't fight anymore. I made a judgment call that this was who he was. This is who they were going to be. And I had to separate myself from them. Judging people is a survival instinct. It's the reason why when you walking alone and you hear footsteps behind you, it's why that little feeling starts to gnaw on your gut, that little tingle up your spine. It's a judging is 100% fine. Don't listen to people when they say it's wrong. It's right. You have to judge people, or else, you know, how are you supposed to know who is real, who is genuine, who has your best interests at heart? You do that through judging, and there's nothing wrong with that. So that's about it. You can still email me. I'm going to keep this email open indefinitely at deathlock73@gmail.com. You can always grab me on my Facebook, my Twitter, which is deathlock73. Ask me a question, I'll answer it, whether I know anything about it or not. And you know what? I figured out my sign off. I was saying stay classy, but you know what? From here on out, here's to a better you.